Hey everyone, it's Kindle, and today I am going to be doing another reading challenge, but this time I'm actually going to read instead of just picking books. So I decided to do this because I want to finish as many books as I can in May, just in case I don't have enough time to get through my books on my trip. The challenge we're doing today is I'm going to be switching my screen time for my reading time, so the amount of time that I spend on my phone every day, I'm going to switch that with the amount of time I have to read today. So I'm filming on my iPad, that's why probably the quality's not that great. Before I show my screen time, something I'm going to add is like what I've seen other people do is like, sometimes it's hard when you're not really into a book to sit there and read for so many hours. So I count listening to audiobooks while doing something else at the same time. I count that also as a challenge, so I'm also going to be doing that. 3 hours and 53 minutes. I spend a total of around 4 hours on my phone. So I'm going to be switching this and reading for 4 hours. I mean, I'm sure my screen time is going to go up because I'm listening to an audiobook on my phone, but it's still, I'm not like staring at a screen. I'm actually doing a puzzle. So yeah, I'll be doing a puzzle while I listen to the audiobook. Puzzle! Doing K-pop Demon Hunters, guys. K-pop Demon Hunters puzzle. Wow. Okay. Listen to stuff. You know how cracked my phone is. And we're going to be starting the timer right now. I was literally working on my reading time. I totally forgot to tell you guys what book I'm reading. The Davenports by Crystal Marquez. I still think I'm saying her name wrong, but it's fine. This is like the first book out of the ones that I picked for my May to TBR to read. So let me go back to my puzzle, and I'll see you when I finish. I got it all taped. Let's hope I did this right. But yeah, books of Slay. Hang it up somewhere in my room. Not my other stuff. My mom's probably gonna get mad at me about that, but it's fine. I have 3 hours left on the timer, and it says I have 4 hours left on the book. I have it at 1.75 speed. It's gonna go faster than that, so I think I only have like 2 hours left of it. I'm painting my bookshelf downstairs, so maybe I'll go downstairs and kind of work on that. So I have like an hour and a half left, I think is what the timer said. But I'm gonna go walk on the treadmill for a little bit, and hopefully I finish this book today. So yeah. Okay guys, I'm back, and then I finished my book all the way through, and then I went and showered. Well, I paused the timer, then showered, then came back. So let's talk about the book that I just finished. So it was, as again, The Davenports by Crystal Marquez, and I actually really like this book, but I think that it's definitely one that I'll probably only read once. And I was gonna give this book to someone, but my dog ate my book. So that's fun. It's like the excuse, my dog ate my homework. My dog ate my book. You see that big bite? So that's mostly another reason why I was listening to the audiobook, and for some reason it was so hard for me to read this, but I could listen to the audiobook just fine. Maybe it was just my ADHD acting up today or something. But yeah, anyways, let's talk about this book that my dog destroyed. Let me put the cover on so it doesn't look as ugly. I had a giant freaking bite taken out of it. Okay guys, I'm back. with a beautiful cover to hide the fact that my dog chewed on it and ate half of it. So back to this book, The Davenports. It was like a bunch of love stories. It was 4 different love stories, and it switched through like the 4 different girls that their love stories were. It had lots of drama, but like good drama. Like it was interesting and it kept me going, and there was definitely like a plot twist at the end that I was literally downstairs listening to it while making food, and I literally, my face was like, and my dad's like, what is wrong? And I was like, just plot twist in here. So that was cool, that was interesting, that was great. It takes place in the 1900s, and it's kind of like Bridgerton, but like clean version, like young adult kind of, is kind of the vibe that I got off of. And more, and it talks a lot about slavery during that time, the African American movements and stuff during that time against slavery. And I thought it was really interesting and had like a really great historical context behind it as well. Author in the end on the audiobook was talking about how like she decided to do this to bring up that part in history that kind of was like erased and stuff. And it's actually really good. Like if you're like a history buff and you also love romance, like this is a great one for you. And if you love that time period, this is a great one for you. If you love like you know, the masquerade balls and stuff like that and the courting and stuff like that, you should definitely read this book. But it was really cute. I really liked it. Maybe in the future I'll pick it back up, but like right now I'm just like, it's not like a book that I'm like hungover about. Like I'm like, oh, that was so good. It was a good book, if that makes sense. And now I get why there's a sequel, because it ended with a lot of like plot twists. It would be interesting to read the other book, but I think I'll get the audiobook for free if I can find it on Libby and read that, because it was actually really good. So yeah, that's the other book that I read. And now that that's finished, I'm gonna start on my new book, Cinder and Glass. I also found the audiobook for free on this on Libby, so if I have a hard time reading it, then I'll go ahead and go on Libby. This is the one I'm not very excited for because I've heard the reviews are not very good and I got it a while ago, and yeah, I'm just nervous about it, but maybe it'll be good, because sometimes I've had books that had really bad reviews and it ended up being my favorite book, or like one of my favorite books. I have 51 minutes and 27 seconds left of this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start my new book. I'm already in my pajamas and ready for bed, even though it's only 7:50 at night, but I took a shower and wanted to get into pajamas afterwards. I'm going to go ahead and read my book until the timer goes off, and then I will let you know. Okay guys, I've officially finished my reading challenge. Yay! I got to like the middle of chapter 9 before when the alarm went off, but I decided just to go until 10, so I just have like a chapter that I ended on. So I read through all the way up until chapter 10 I'm now at, and so I read 68 pages of this. So far it's just kind of been background, like setting the story and kind of setting the plot for the story and stuff like that. Again, like I've mentioned before, it's a Cinderella retelling. It's actually really different than I thought it was gonna be. Pretty much like the basic Cinderella beginning, where like they meet the stepmother and the stepmother dies, and then they have like the stepsisters, and one of them's like super mean to her and the other one's not really as mean. But yeah, and then it's like really interesting because she meets the prince when she's younger and is like best friends with him, so it's really interesting. It's not that bad so far. Like I didn't get bored. I was able to read all through it and read through the timer, so that was good, and I didn't have to listen to the audiobook. I just had to sit through it. Maybe that other book that I was reading, it was just like I needed to listen to it. Hopefully finish this before the end of the week. I'm mostly reading these 2 books the fastest right now, because the next 2 books that I have like picked out for my May challenge I really want to read, so I'm like speed reading through these. I thought it was young adult, and I think it is supposed to be young adult, but it reads more like middle grade, if that makes sense. Like the vocabulary and stuff is like very middle grade, and like the way that the characters like think and stuff and and go through stuff and like talk and stuff. I don't know, it was kind of like giving middle grade vibes, which I think is understandable because this author does write the Descendants novels. That's like middle grade, so I think that's why this is following this. Thank you guys for joining me on this reading challenge vlog. It was really fun and it got me off of my screens for a long time. So I'm probably gonna start getting ready for bed soon, and then I'm also gonna put that book that I did finish today back on my bookshelf because it's like a book trophy. Like, you guys get that? I mean, I don't know if you're readers, but for readers, whenever you finish a book, it just feels so satisfying to put it back on your bookshelf and then cross it off on Goodreads. So that's what I'm gonna do after this, and then I am going to go to bed because I am tired. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye!